Welcome to the Tone Jerks podcast. I'm your host, Brian Gower, and with me today we got...
Kyle McIntyre.
Kyle McIntyre. He's so bright.
Yeah.
I gotta wear my shades.
Yeah.
Kyle's a little too easy on the eyes. I need a little barrier. I get too excited.
Yeah.
I can't
Probably because it's so messy behind me over here with all this stuff. But I'm covering myself up, dude.
I know.
Got my Jesus candles.
You got your Jesus candles.
We got my Virgin Guadalupe candle too, dude.
Yeah. And then right behind you, you got the other. There you go. You cover that up. All right. Kyle, besides the candles, besides the new artwork in your room, the pad, besides the beautiful flannel you got going. Honestly, I'm building this all up because I'm like, I think we got video going on this time. You see, it's all fucked up. Kyle, what's shaking, what's grooving, what is good? What's new in your world?
I've been doing some, at least just today, doing some home improvements, you know? So, I had bought some new outlets and new just stuff around. I'm doing electrical stuff.
Okay.
Does
that
just go ahead?
Scare the shit out of you? No, I guess because your job.
Yeah.
What do you? Okay. You're probably gonna tell me. Why don't you just talk? Interrupt you. I'm like, what are you doing? Well,
household.
Let me tell you dumb fuck.
Household right to like your plugs and stuff is not a big deal. Changing out lights, not a big deal. If you respect the electricity, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And generally, like 110 volts is what we use here in the States. 110, 120.
Okay.
Doesn't really. I mean, it'll hurt you. It'll not hurt you. It'll
bite you.
It's like a warning. Yeah. But it'll only kill you if the amperage goes across your heart. You know. So
gotcha.
you don't want that to happen. Obviously.
It's supposed to put one hand in your back pocket. I mean,
and the other one on your dick.
Yeah, on your dick. you ma dangling.
Or your junk, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever someone else's, I don't know. Who cares?
Or somebody else's junk.
I'm not judging.
That's my junk. Somebody else's dick.
That's the joke. You grab a bunch of live wire. I don't know. Anyways. Shock them.
Wait.
Anyways. Go ahead.
What is it is it UK? It's 220?
Yeah, they use like 220,
Why?
240.
Why is it different?
It's just more electricity. I mean, that's really
more power.
All it is. Yeah. Its voltage isn't really I mean, the voltage isn't what kills you, I guess is what I'm trying to go for. It's the amperage.
Yeah.
Voltage is just the I'm not an engineer.
It's not the heat, it's the humidity.
Yeah, exactly. It's that dry heat.
It's a dry heat. We'll get you.
That Phoenix dry heat. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter different. It's just twice the voltage, obviously, but it's not a big deal. I mean, obviously, you don't want to run something that's meant for 100, 110, 115 on something that's more, right?
I just see when you're buying like gear and stuff like that, there's some amps that are meant for 220 and some meant for 110.
You can get those converted, I believe. You can have them converted over or whatever.
Yeah, and then
some of them have the switch.
Yeah, like power supplies.
Yeah, the
power supply. I just
always
wondered. I'm like, why? Why are they different?
If you're touring around the world or something, and you wanted to bring your heavy ass amp, you know, sure.
I mean, yeah, some bands I'm like they do, or they have.
I don't think that lower voltage will hurt. It just won't work.
Well, some bands have the multiple rigs in different continents.
Yeah.
I know Slipknot had that. Watching a rig run down, they had the U.S. one, they had their Europe one, and then they had, I think, their Japan one, or something like that, or maybe And it was so they had to have different. I mean, they didn't give a shit, but I'm sure they had to have different types of amps.
Yeah, North America runs on 110 though, so it's just like everywhere else though is usually 240 or 210, 240.
But most of the time, you would just fly and just rent gear.
Oh yeah, most of the time when I'm playing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Most bands don't give a shit, and not everybody, but most people are trying to look at going the smaller route. So like, okay, we'll play whatever's here. Anyway,
definitely.
I act like I know. I've never played. We've played in Canada
internationally.
Yeah, we have. Never actually Mexico, which is way closer than even in Texas. It's way closer to play Mexico than fucking Canada, but we went all the way up there. Anyways.
Yeah, Mexico's a big country.
Yeah.
But we never made it down there.
Anyway, so you're doing some home improvement, doing electrical.
Yeah, getting the guest room ready. So just updating some of the plugs
for the boys,
changing the switches. I'm gonna change a fan. I didn't get to the fan today.
Mm-hmm.
Even here, I'm gonna change out the fan. I'm gonna get rid of the fan and put like a light, like a halo light or something, just so it's brighter in here.
Yeah,
getting that halo shit going.
Just get it right above you.
yeah, it's like 4 inches above my head.
Yeah.
No, it's like a flat light that mounts on the ceiling. So we'll see how it looks. But I was wrestling.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I'm like,
no.
I don't know if it's the Zoom or whatever, but I'm like, are you doing any like work in that room, or is it just kind of computer stuff and you're storing
in this room
guns and gear?
Well, I just do video games and this podcast.
Yeah.
And store my guns in here, but I haven't really.
You're not like building them or whatever in there, so you need a certain type of lighting.
No,
it's just for.
I was just guessing
good looks.
Yeah, I was guessing that I probably wanted to have a good quality light in here.
Yeah.
I changed out the bulbs, but I think you can see you can see where like the light kind of ends here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how. I don't know. You can kind of see where it's like faded over. I don't know. It's not super bright. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, no, it looks good. It's better to be brighter than not.
Yeah, and I'm putting in I think another LED. I don't think it has RGB in it. It might, but I just kind of grabbed one that looked cool and be flush mounted on the ceiling.
When you say RGB, I'm like,
just
that's all I need to. That's all I needed to hear.
So I guess I don't have a whole lot, but I was but so we're struggling with the fan in there today, actually. So trying to put they had a dimmer on the wall, which I don't think it actually ever worked. Now that I took it off and put my new one on there, still doesn't work when it's a little slider guy.
Mm-hmm.
So you slide it. Before it was this old, ugly like thing that sat off the wall like 3 inches.
You like bump it when you're fucking walking.
Yeah,
past.
no, it had a crack in it, like someone fucking tackled it,
like
shoulder.
How does that go past the couch?
Yeah, like kid hit it with their friggin' like
like a little slugger. There's like Louisville.
Yeah, so it's like this. They call them rheostats. So it's like this whole system that sits off the wall, all the electronics in there. There's like a transformer in there.
Yeah.
It has a variable. I guess it's like kind of like a variac, It's got like a variable.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's got, it's like clicks and stuff. It's old as hell. It's old as the house, I'm sure.
It's kind of cool, but
so
you're like, this is not cool enough for me to want to keep.
No. So I think I'm just going to return the expensive dimmers I bought and just put a blank, wall cover over it.
Mm-hmm.
So because of the new fan, it doesn't really gonna need it. It's got a remote.
That's nice. Yeah.
So that fan, it's the same one, which I think I sent you a picture of it, but it's the same one I'm putting in put in the living room. Super easy. Like the blade just like snap into place.
I like it.
I don't have to balance it, do anything crazy. But I got a bunch more rooms to do. So
getting the spot ready for Johnny and I. We're cruising out in a couple weeks.
Yeah. The boys
finally bought our tickets for that.
Yeah.
And we both fucked up because a couple weeks or a week or so prior to Christmas, they were up there about like 500 round trip. On Christmas Day, it was in the 250s, 220s, something like, it was like something like that. And both of us are like, well, look at this, it's crazy, whatever. A couple days after that, another 100. So it wasn't.
They're down, but not as down as they were.
Exactly, but it's better than before Christmas.
Yeah.
On Christmas, if I was in a better headspace, I would have done it. But I was fucking getting that prime rib,
underwear,
getting those fucking I had socks, underwear, seltzers, dude. I was fucking having it.
Yeah.
So but hey, we got the tickets. We're out there. We're committed. I'm stoked. That'll be fun. Hang out with you over there, IRL.
Yeah,
but I mean,
definitely.
it's I've never been there, and people are like, "Oh, have you ever been?" I'm like, "No," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm just gonna walk around bow-legged in track pants the whole time."
I am wearing track pants, so
You see,
yeah.
I'm gonna assimilate. I just need a flannel.
Assimilate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know, a hoodie,
flannel
hoodie,
and a tracksuit.
hoodie would
Damn.
work, right, dude?
Yeah, dude. Wear whatever you want.
Yeah, it's like wearing fucking shades
Be
the
who
whole
you
time.
want to be.
Yeah. I'm stoked. That'll be fun. But yeah,
it's been cold here though.
yeah.
So I wonder what the weather's gonna be like.
Who knows? You text me a couple times, and I look. I'm like, is he bullshitting?
That's why I screenshot.
I thought Texas was hot. I thought it was hot. People are lying to me. Don't believe what they say. You know.
Yeah. Well, you said there was some weather where you're at now.
Well,
right?
it's like
Not
40,
now,
48.
But, yeah.
And we're it's like 48 degrees is the coldest it gets. I crack my window just a little bit, and I'm like,
oh my god.
hell is frozen over. My bedroom is hell. I'm like,
oh yeah. I mean, that's cold. Don't get me wrong.
But
it's
yeah,
cold,
you were saying, what was it? 20 degrees? What it was?
20 was the low.
The coldest
like-
I've ever been in my life, and this is just like, I'm from San Diego, born and raised, and so people are like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yes, this is where it is. The coldest I've ever been was when we were on tour. We went to Flagstaff. It was 27 degrees. I'm like, this is Arizona. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And people are like, yeah, it gets to, I think, even lower than. Did they say it was like below zero? No, that's not true.
No, not.
Somebody
No,
was saying like
so-
maybe 13 or something like that in Flagstaff.
What in Flagstaff?
Somebody's
Yeah.
like, because somebody commented like, "Hey, it gets even colder than that." I'm like,
Don't care.
Picks,
All
or
of
it
them
didn't
there.
happen. I did not believe
below
it.
freezing. I mean, it's got to be below freezing for it to snow, basically. So freezing's 32 degrees.
I was about to ask.
Yeah.
I thought it was 32.
Yeah.
I did.
In Fahrenheit. So that's 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
And then what is it in Celsius?
0 degrees Celsius is freezing.
And
So
okay, I've heard that
but
before.
we can still have below 0 here, but that's still 32 degrees. Below 0 is still under freezing, right? But it's just I don't know why they chose 32 degrees.
Okay.
Somebody fucked up.
I
Not everyone could be Celsius, I guess.
Is the U.S. the only one that's in Fahrenheit?
No, I think there's a couple other places. I think it's like Liberia.
Okay.
I think it is that you still use this.
Still
they still
holding,
use the
holding
same.
strong, still fucking
still
in the
measurements
team
that
and the
we
rep
use.
and the Fahrenheit. I think I text you. I'm like, why do we use Fahrenheit? And you're like, because it's fucking America. That's why.
Yeah.
Have some
dude.
fucking pride.
The U.S. only uses the metric system when it comes to guns. All right. That's so the rest of the world understands,
Yeah.
what's, how we roll.
Yeah. And then we use inches, right?
Yeah. But the British, the British made that system too. That's why they call it imperial.
Okay.
So miles and stuff.
Like-
and
like-
they still
like-
use it actually. So they still use miles per hour when they're
Okay.
talking about driving and,
Okay.
distances, even though they use both
Yeah.
kilometers, but they usually use miles.
Well, when we went to Canada, going to kilometers to miles, it was hard to gauge that because you're like, oh, 55.
Oh shit! I'm speeding.
And you're like, oh shit, it's not 55 miles per hour, it's 55 kilometers
Yeah,
or
which is
something like
30,
that. Yeah.
It's like 30 kilometers.
You're like, there's nobody fucking here. Let's fucking open it up, dude. And just, that's how we get arrested in a foreign country.
Barely been there for like 30 minutes.
Yeah. And then I was watching In-Betweeners, and then when they're going down, I think it was Simon is driving his car. And it's like, oh yeah, just like see how fast this thing can go. And he's just like going. And the main speedometer is in miles.
Yeah.
But even though it's like the, was it the right hand driving
Yeah.
car, and like why is the main one in miles? But I guess like you said, I guess they do miles.
Yep.
This is
They do.
a Fred Talk, Matt Quine and Budget Pedal Chap. Let us know in the comments. I'm like, what's going on over there?
Yeah, we need to know.
I guess
boots
he's
on the
Isle
ground.
Man. He's Isle Man over there. But
Yeah,
still,
he's a Manx boy over there.
They probably do things different over there. They
They
do their own thing. I have no idea.
They have
Every time he talks
crazy-
about it, I'm listening to the show. I'm like, I Google map it. I'm like, where is this in proximity?
in between
Yeah.
Ireland and the rest of the British side.
Yeah.
So
But anyways,
they
shout out
have
to
their
those
own
guys.
culture, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Shout out to that show. It's fucking awesome. But you were talking about the cold weather, and I was thinking,
Yeah.
I do want to get into getting doing the cold shower thing.
While it's cold too,
Well,
or just anytime?
anytime, but the cold weather here in San Diego, the cold weather, getting to like in the 40s and in the 50s, I'm like, dude, I feel like I need to reward myself with a nice hot warm shower in the morning, but I don't.
Warm.
I haven't earned that. I was gonna say hot shower, but sometimes you just get the warm, right?
Yeah, you don't want to be baking. Like for me, I can't do hot. Okay, one, I'm a pussy. I'm a wussy.
Yeah.
I don't know. You might want to change it. I don't know. Can we use that word?
I don't know.
It's my podcast.
Yeah.
Anyways, my skin.
Okay.
Not only is like
Not only you burn from the
it's so
sun,
hot."
you burn from the water, right?
Yeah. Not
Well, I mean, I
not
would
only is it
too.
like, oh, it's so hot, but if I take like a really hot shower, my skin like flakes, dude. Like my dry skin
really?
already. Yeah, my dry ass skin goes. We're done, dude. We are fucking done. We told you. Yeah, I had to like lotion up.
It could be
'cause,
every
like,
day.
It just dries out my skin like crazy.
Every day it's a new you. You just
I'm not a
yesterday's skin. You just
not
get
a
that
cicada
all, yeah.
or like a snake. You just like shed.
You just every day you molt.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens. I get like if I get sunburnt, dude, it's done.
Yeah, I mean the nice warm hot shower. I like it because I get my whole body kind of warmed up, get the muscles kind of warmed up in the shower. I like to do the neck pop,
Do some backflips in there.
Crack the neck, crack the back, and then get that going.
Your shower yoga.
I honestly feel better after a hot shower, and I get some of my stretches going. Not in the shower, but I had to get some cracks going. My daily crack fix.
How big is your shower?
Not very. You've seen it, right? It's like I'm like an RV going, but I like my hot showers, but I feel like I don't earn them. I haven't earned it. You woke up today. I should get a cold shower because I think cold showers. I heard that they're better for you, better for your skin. They kind of wake you up. I don't feel awake really. I'm just kind of getting out of that shower, and just drip dry for an hour and a half, naked.
Just like
just T-pose for an hour. But no, I am like,
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm like, I heard it's better for you, and I'm like, I don't know. I already got fucked up skin, but maybe it could be better to get this like old catcher's mitt with nicer just cold water on it. And like I cold wash my laundry because it's supposed to be better for it. So my skin, what's the difference between laundry and my skin?
If it's leather, nothing.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
It's like that. You're like that is not the same at all.
Yeah. So speaking of like soap and hot water, when I was washing the kittens the other day, I just let my hands pretty much like. There's two of them, right? So we wash one and wash the other, and it was quite a while. I let them soak basically.
Yeah. Oh,
just because they had some. Oh yeah, they're always pissed. But if they're together, they don't whine as much. So I'm like, boom, you're both going in there.
You just dunk them both at the same time, or you're like, hey,
catism, like baptism, but for cats.
Yeah. All right, I like it.
So yeah, so let them sit there for a bit, and my hands had the soap on them still for and I was using Dawn. So they told us to use Dawn. It's gentle, but because we found they had fleas again, so still going through this with fleas, and the fleas die when they're covered in this Dawn, like
Okay.
the foam stuff, they suffocate and die. It's not like a chemical that kills them. It's just being wet for so long and they suffocate. So I'm like, all right, had them sitting there for a while. After let them dry them off, and as my hands dried, I realized that like the Dawn had just taken all the oils, which don't have very much in my skin, but my fingers had cracked, and so I'm suffering through that right now. And then it got freaking cold, and so the cold also does the same thing. It just like pulls the moisture out of the air.
Yeah, it's
I know, dude. Even tonight, it's 40 degrees, dude. 40 degrees.
Your hands are having a hard time there.
I know. We got a little.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah. Someone Brian, kiss it for me.
Yeah. Do you get fleas? Like because they have fleas? Do you have fleas in the house?
No, I haven't noticed anything.
Really, that sucks. That sucks for them.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
I've had a cat.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
think that maybe. Sorry. Let me fucking finish.
No, the Zoom thing. I think we're stepping on each other.
Yeah, sorry.
It's because of my shades, dude. I can't even fucking see.
I know. We'll get to those freaking monsters.
I don't even fucking. You know what, dude? I don't even care what you're saying. Fuck the cast.
Not address that the whole time.
Yeah.
Just that you're wearing them. So I think that like I said, it suffocates and kills the adult or the fleas, but doesn't kill the eggs.
Gotcha.
So I think that's what the flea bath stuff does. It kills the eggs too. Yeah. And so I try and clean them as best I can, but that was what I was trying to get at. So I don't think they're living in the carpet or whatever. I think they're literally just eggs. So we got to just clean them more regularly. So yeah. And it's been so cold. I don't want to be like, all right, it's like, really cold in the house.
It's bath time. You shit fucks.
They already shiver and stuff. I think because they're scared, and then it's like, all right, air dry now.
Open the door. You got your fucking
kick them outside.
Loggers boots on. Where's Tom? Where at?
All right, what were you saying?
Well, I mean, it just sucks because like I had a cat with really long hair, and fleas just loved the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And when I had Herman, not so much with fleas, almost no problems. Yeah. And he was outside and fucking, the cat was mainly trying to be and, trying to keep him as an indoor cat.
You couldn't make that cat an outdoor cat.
Yeah, he loved to just hang out.
He was a door dasher. But as soon as he got outside, it's like, oh.
No, the cat, he wanted to be outside, but just lay in the dirt and hang out.
Yeah.
He didn't go anywhere else. I'm like, all right. Oh, he protect the homestead. Any other cats, he's fucking them up. And he was a big fat fuck. But the fleas loved him. It reminds me of this video that I saw. It was somebody took like a video of two cats just like meowing at each other, like annoyingly, like they were like face to face, and they never did anything. They never striked. They were just eye to eye looking at each other, just like, like teeth open and everything. And they never strike. It just like, these are internet arguments.
Yeah.
Two people face to face. Well, I think your opinion's bullshit. I think I'm properly educated to talk about this. It just reminded me of that, if like cats just, you were saying they were just bitching at each other. I wonder if I think I saved it. Hold on. Maybe I can play it. They're not doing anything.
Yeah. They're barely touching noses.
Yeah, and they never do anything. It just reminded me of just like they're not actually gonna strike each other, but it's like, I'm just letting you know, and then neither one of them's back.
I could be loud, just as loud as you.
And it's like I could just imagine your kittens fighting each other. They don't actually do anything. They're like, man, and you're like, all right, break it up.
No, they recently one of them's been, they'll bite each other. But I think that I can't tell if it's like a gentle bite, because if I play with them, they'll like barely, they'll barely bite me, right? Yeah. But when they're playing with each other, I'm like, I don't really know if you're going to town. I think one of them has like their whole like mouth around the other one's neck. I'm like, I'll break it up.
Yeah.
You can resume your fight if you want to. I just don't feel comfortable with you. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah.
Is that one of your gun cases? Oh, now I can see your background. Hold on. But yeah, it was just a funny video that I saw. I'm just thinking of like of your cats just fighting. They don't actually do anything. It's like, and it just sounds like a bunch of noise. They're just like face to face, just like, oh, I'll get you one of these days. Don't hold me back.
They do the bunny kick thing where they're both laying down, almost like, yin yang style, and then they like kick each other. There's like obliterating each other's heads, both of them. Both doing like you got brain damage.
Like there's nothing in there, so I guess you guys are good. You guys are gonna lick yourselves, jump, shit, and not cover up your shit. That's what you guys do all day.
Yeah. All right, I guess that's my what's new. What do you got?
Let's see. I hung out with Johnny Ray and Eric Lucero. Went to go see some comedy on New Year's Day, so not New Year's Eve. We saw it on...
Thanks for clarifying.
I know, yeah. Well, I mean, when Johnny sent it to me, I'm like, I don't really want to go out New Year's Eve. But he's like, no, it's New Year's Day. I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot.
Hell yeah, I'm down.
Which was cool, because we went downtown. It was pretty dead, because everybody's just like...
Yeah.
Even though it was a Saturday.
Yeah.
So we went to American Comedy Club, or American Comedy Company. Went to go see Brad Williams. I've never heard of this guy.
Yeah.
And then I guess
we do a little research while you're...
He is really funny. So I went in completely fresh. I didn't research him, didn't do anything. I kind of just saw a picture of the guy. I'm like, yep, never seen him on anything. He is, he's I think dwarf comic.
Little person?
Yes. Yeah. I think he's said dwarf a bunch of times, and I think that's what he said. I think that's that's the proper term. But anyways, he was hilarious. I took Johnny's lead 100% on that one. He's like, oh, this guy's funny. I'm like, oh, Johnny likes a lot of the same comedy that I do. We like a lot of the same podcasts, comics, and stuff like that. It was great. It was a lot of fun. I just was like, you can be resistant and be just like, no, I don't fucking want to go do that. And I was like, after work, I'm like, just like be a shithead. No, I didn't do that. I had a bunch of fun. Went to go see The Late Show. It was awesome. So it, I mean, it's kind of like the idea of like, oh, the first day of the year. I'm like, what am I not going to want to hang out with friends? You just put that out there. Like, no, I'd rather be just watch Netflix or do.
Sorry, everything's closed today.
Yeah, watch the same.
I don't want to do anything.
I just worked that day, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to try and make today like more fun. No. So saw that. This guy's fun. So check out Brad Williams. But yes, I mean, going to see stand up and same thing with Eric too. I mean, not even just Johnny, but I'm like Eric and I like a lot of the same comedy and like, have the same sense of humor and podcasts and stuff like that. We're gonna go see another one for the year is Stavros from Cumtown.
Coming up here soon, right?
Stavy baby. Yeah. It's coming up I guess like a couple days before we head out to you. We actually planned the trip to make sure we see Stav, and then we're gonna go see Kyle. So when you see the Greek boy and the K man, so nice. It's kind of cool because it's weird that there's so much more comedy that we're seeing in San Diego, and there's even like Kurt Metzger's coming back around. Like, okay, we'll go see him, and there's like almost no music. It's weird. And I think there is a difference too, and I even just thought about it while I said that. It's like because it's easier for a person to go city to city, than a band and equipment, and then plan a tour. Whereas like seeing a show, it's like okay, we have one local opener, and then you have two, maybe a feature, and then one headliner. That's the whole show, and people are like, all right, we'll go see it. So the overhead and planning and shit like that is not as difficult as a band or a whole like rock show. But I was just thinking, I'm like,
well, yeah, there's no setup time. You only have to pay one person. I mean, you only whatever. Or maybe they don't pay you.
Yeah,
that's another.
Well, they don't.
Move.
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, a very good one. I don't know where the listeners are from, but in San Diego, and I don't know if it is the same in Texas, but they love to not pay because like we had to pay the door guy and we had to pay the sound guy, and then we had to
pay insurance this month,
and then we had to blow it up our nose.
Yeah, I had to blow this fucking sugar up.
Yeah, I had this booger sugar I had to take care of.
My baby mama just hit me up.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so going to see that, and yeah, so it's cool. So it's kind of a fun like first day of the year to just like go see a comedy show. No problem there. So this is one for me that sucks, and kind of one of the reasons why if you're watching the video, I'm wearing the shades. I broke. Here we go. My glasses.
Oh no!
After
God, what shitty glasses, by the way? Just that break on you?
Yeah.
Come on, they're not supposed to let you down.
Yeah, I have had these glasses for 13 years.
I have Ray-Bans too.
Yeah. So Ray-Bans, I think they're the 5150s, I believe.
Well, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Should I just do the whole cast without glasses, just in solidarity?
You can't see, and you just like. So I'm wearing. I as a joke, I could probably wear these. I can't wear my glasses at work because I guess I did it all for video. The one of the arms broke, and so wearing them, like I'm basically have like one arm on my ear, and then the other one can kind of flop around. It's tough to do at work. I tried to do it, and it's like even just like moving around and like moving boxes. I'm like, okay, this thing's falling over, and so I said,
get a rubber band and then like loop it around the underside of your earlobe. Dude, I just solved your whole problem.
Staple the fucking thing into your head. That there's nothing going on in there anyway.
Yeah. Like you're running cable, like you're running Christmas lights around your house. Just
Well, the fucking glasses broke, and it sucks because I'm like, I was trying to be like, okay, let's just not wear glasses and see how far I can go. Not very. So it's hard for me to look at a computer, and it's also hard for me to look like I'm reading, labels and boxes and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, I can't do this. And so my solution is I'm wearing my sunglasses here are prescription. So I'm just wearing prescription sunglasses at work all day. And so one thing about wearing sunglasses indoors, a lot of people have a problem with it. It bothers a lot of people. They'll either tell you, ask you, or they won't until you bring it up, and then they'll tell you what they thought. So,
let's run through some of those scenarios.
Okay, so a lot of people ask you, like, what's the deal with the glasses? Why are you wearing sunglasses?
Yo, what is the fucking deal?
So I explained my story, and they're like, that makes sense. I'm like, these are prescription, and I can't not wear glasses at doing this job. And they're like, that makes sense. Good. And it's like, another thing. So I don't know my prescription, and I haven't gotten my eyes checked in like 3 years. So I figure it's time, kick in the pants to go get my eyes checked. But my optometrist office is closed until tomorrow. So I've had like 3 or 4 days of like no glasses. And so that's to call to set up an appointment. So who knows when I'll get my glasses in a new pair, which I'm going to buy the same Ray-Bans, by the way. I'm not going to buy some cheap ones. Like they fucking lasted 13 years. Well, I mean, what better, like 13 years for glasses. I'm not going to be like, hey, these last for fucking 3 months and 4 months, but buy 10 of them and you'll be good. I'm like, the fuck do I want more glasses for? Buy once, cry once. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, so
you should get a freaking backup set though.
Well, what the hell do you think these are? Hello? Like I'm just stunting.
Yeah. What? It's 9:41 at your place right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's dark as hell. One, you're in a environment running RGBs running sunglasses.
RGB.
What are you, a DJ?
Yeah.
You look like a DJ.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
But I'm actually just a BJ.
Oh.
Anyways, so okay, people just straight up ask you about the classes, right? Or they're like, they just assume that I'm hungover. And
Yeah.
I'm a manager, and they just think I'm hungover, and they're just like, "Oh, I thought you were just hungover." I'm like, "And that was okay for you? That was okay? you didn't think at all to
You're
be like,
okay with me operating a baler?
Yeah, or like just
heavy machinery,
telling you what to do while I'm just fucking hungover, and then
yeah,
and then or it's they thought I was just trying to be cool. So I'm a 33-year-old man. I'm gonna cosplay at work.
Yeah,
as being I'm Fonzarelli, the Fonz. I just fucking kick a jukebox. And I'm like, okay,
I'll kick you to get you to work. How about that?
Yeah. And I'm just like,
I'm calling HR. Sounds like a threat. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
And then that's what I mean. Like, or people are just like, thought I was just or they thought, like I said, they thought I was just trying to be cool, and they thought I was a dickhead. I'm like, out of nowhere, you thought I'm just like, hey, I'm just gonna be a fucking asshole. Actually, 2022, my goal is just to be a fucking prick.
Yeah, this is the new me.
Yeah,
sorry. Deal with it or get out of the way.
It seems to work. I'm just rocking these all day, baby. And yeah, I just think that's hilarious. Like I was texting you, and you're like, sometimes you switch to your prescription sunglasses, and you're like, oh, I'm going inside of a business or a restaurant or whatever. You're like, fuck it, I'm not gonna. You forget to change. You're like, what's the big deal?
It's usually when I go like when I'm filling up gas or something, I go inside the gas station, and I'm like, oh, I'm fucking wearing my sunglasses. I'm like, oh well, I'll do a little like, look around. Just so they know I'm not fucking trying to rob the place. They can see my face, parts of it. And then I'm like, all right.
And then I'm also wearing a mask too.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
yeah, you're just walking around.
Yeah, exactly.
With nothing. Yeah.
I'm just doing this all day.
Put the money in the bag.
Yeah. Anything else I can help you with?
Put the Reese's in the bag.
Yeah.
I'm paying for it.
Yeah. I expect a Hamilton, please, as a tip. But yeah, people are like, oh, I saw you were being cool. Like, cool. It's like, oh, you remind me of like Joe Cool, Snoopy. I'm like, well, that's a reference. But it's just that's the reason I'm wearing the sunglasses. So it sucks. But and then a lot of people are saying like, hey, why don't you just get like fucking LASIK surgery or contacts? Oh, yeah. Those are the two ones. It was like, what about surgery? You ever think about that? I'm like, no. This hasn't been a problem for 13 years. So,
yeah.
The only problem is this, little piece that broke off the fucking, I mean, it's been, it's been fine otherwise. And so, a little piece that broke off the fucking arm of the fucking glasses. I'm like, and then, well, okay, I'll say doing contacts kind of I'm like, scares me. I'm like, I don't want to put something in my eye.
Yeah.
I'm not about it. I'm not with that.
I already get so many things in my fucking eye.
Yeah.
Why would I want to put something? Because I know I'm going to be wearing contacts. I'm going to get something in my eye, and it's just going to kick the contact out, and I'm going to lose it.
And then even just putting them in, that freaks me out. I was scared. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but it's just trying to put them into your eye. Putting eye drops is a bitch.
Yeah. I'm already
I'm watering. I'm like, ah!
Yeah.
Oh, that's how much of a child I am. I'm like, even putting eye drops, I'm like, oh, I don't know, just just drop them all. Like one of them got in.
Yeah. Well, I guess what I do for eye drops, and maybe this isn't a tutorial, this isn't like a YouTube tutorial.
Hey kids, follow this.
Yeah.
People who listen to the show might most of them are probably adults. They're like, Jesus Christ, you're two children. But yeah.
So I put it into the corner right there, the little corner of your eye.
By the nose.
Yeah.
So like this part. I usually do it from the other side. From the ear side.
You do it you drop it right there, and then you blink to spread it around.
Yeah.
So like if you like drop it like right on like your pupil, you know,
You had to like lay down and have somebody do it.
Yeah. Well, if you just do it right there, it just it flows in. You know, it's not like the gravity like hitting like your eye and like causing you to like. Oh!
Yeah, there was one time my dog had an eye infection or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but they're like, "Oh, put eye drops in." They totally worked, but just putting them in, he did not understand what was going on. He was totally fine with it. He was giving him like a little bit of peanut butter. He's like, blah, 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 and you just open up his eye and just drop it, and he's like, it's still open. He's looking at you, and you drop the thing in. And he's like, okay, and you just shut his eyes for him, and then he's like, it's done. I'm like, how can he do that? But for me, I'm like, I'm like crying. I'm like,
oh, when I was younger, I had an eye infection. I had to take this paste and put it into my eye. Well, like when we first started doing it, my mom would do it, and then as I was, you know, after like the third or fourth time, I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. So I put it like in like a like a rag or something and just wiped it into my eye. Yeah, like a paper towel or something, like something clean, obviously not sterile. It probably wasn't sterile, but I remember putting it in but it was disgusting because it was like paste. It was like Neosporin type shit. Putting that into your eye,
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
and then you wipe it out, and it was like I don't know what I had, but you know, probably why I wear glasses today.
Yeah,
you know. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I think that's a
so
lot
your
of my
glasses broke, man.
Yeah, it's
life game changer, life changer.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I honestly will just get the same exact ones. So whenever I get new glasses, they will look no different.
So those lenses that were in there, you just change those out, right? Of the frames, or are those the older?
I'm just gonna fucking get new frames. I should just
no, I know, but you should. Well, I was wondering how long has it been since you've gotten those?
Oh, it's been 3 years. That's why I could.
3 years. Yeah, gotcha.
So I figure I'm due for just a checkup and a new prescription. So I figure, well, might as well.
I mean, we're talking about glasses. I think I want to get another set that's not so big. You know?
Yeah.
Like these are
you just got
way
those
bigger than
you got those before you left, right?
Yeah, so I haven't even had them like a year, really.
Come on now.
So I'll probably, I don't know. I'm just thinking of getting another set that's not so big. They're huge. I wish they were like another like.
Yeah, get the 5150s. Or
I think they're great. Yeah, they fucking break.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
You'll be 45 when they break. Fuck, man. I'll be a completely different man by then.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Probably not. They're going to be exactly the same.
Nope.
Yeah. But that's kind of my what's new. Let's hit a topic. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So this one is kind of inspired from an Instagram post that I saw earlier today. It, the Explore page or whatever. And I think it was probably Tone Jerks. It was a bass player. So I'm like, guitar, music, bass equipment, stuff like that goes on the Explore page as well as anime and video games.
I would say it's mostly anime. It's like 80 or 90% anime.
Well, that's how that's
why this one stood out.
Instagram knows what we like. So the post was a bass player kind of popping and slapping and going to fucking town, right? I'm like, that's cool, right? I don't know how to pop and slap, so I'm assuming it's impressive to me because I don't know how to do that. And so the guy's just going to fucking town, right?
Wait, what's impressive about it?
Because I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what he's doing. I'm assuming it's like, that's cool, right?
Like, so is people who ride unicycles, that's also impressive.
I think it is.
But
is it easy?
You do it? Okay. Anyways, keep going.
Okay.
Keep going.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
trying to frame that.
Yeah. Okay,
for me,
exactly. Yeah.
My perspective. Okay.
So the bass player, but he happens to be the setting. He's at a party, sitting down, and there's people around not paying attention to him, and he's going to fucking town on the bass. Popping it, and I'm like, and nobody's paying attention to him. There's a guy in the background that's just like, holy shit. and they happen to be wearing Christmas hats because it's a Christmas party.
Yeah.
So there's a bass player popping and slapping solo at a Christmas party. Doing it just for the gram.
Yeah.
And nobody else at the party is like, yeah, dude, keep going.
No one said, yeah. Keep being loud so I can't visit with these people.
Yeah. It's like we're trying to enjoy ourselves. Whatever. And it looks like it's like close to a beach. So I'm like, it's a great scenery and people that you hopefully like and having fun. And here's a bass player just solo, just going, boom, 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 boom. Oh my God. Okay. So put that, laying it out there. What's worse? That guy or somebody grabbing an acoustic guitar and start singing at a party?
This isn't even like a BMK. This is
no.
Just
what's what's your stance on the whole bass player guy?
Let's say that's really annoying. By the way,
that sucks.
Yeah,
as we're both bass players. Like that's my instrument as of right now. I'm playing bass in a band. I couldn't just listen to a bass player. I'm sorry.
It could be a third, a fourth, or a fifth of the music you actually like are trying to represent. Like it's one frequency. It's not even like acoustic guitar. You have multiple, frequencies you can make from that.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think helps with an acoustic guitar player. But bass, it's like you're playing like, one note. You're playing. Yeah. Was it even plugged in? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, it was. And so
an amp,
and it's just like going to town on it. And I'm like, and that's why I'm like, I said it sounded impressive, but until you put it into the scene, and you're like, okay, dude, that is not that's not the play. Like, there's a time and place for things. Yeah. But that was definitely not it. And I'm not to like shit on popping and slapping, because like I said, I would
know your place, King.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Like I think it would be really cool to learn that. But just I don't see it at a party. Okay, piano, and if everybody's singing stuff.
Yeah.
And everybody's drunk singing along to songs. Okay, I can get that. If you're playing acoustic and everybody's singing along to it and drunk, that I could see. If you're the only person playing acoustic and like here's Wonderwall, like no, that sucks. It has to be everybody involved in liking it.
And I've had it where someone's like, "Oh, here's the guitar. You should play something." I'm like, "Oh, fuck. It's not really my forte."
Well, yeah.
I have some synth music that's pretty good, though. We could plug it up. I could link up to your Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah. Well, it'd be like it'd be like, playing without a pilot songs. Like, here's my original music. I'm like,
yeah.
At a party, nobody's like, all right, ready for a concert. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like nobody's there for that. They're like, especially at a party, and that's a Christmas party. Yeah. It's not even just like, hey, let's like smoke weed by the fire pit kind of thing. Right? It's like, we're all like kind of drunk, high or whatever, smoking bong, doing drugs, whatever people do, It sounds like a narc. It's just like, hey, here's an acoustic and I'm going to sing my originals. That's not cool. Unless you were like, oh, we're at, I don't know, some party and there's like, I don't know, Dave Hawes is there, Chuck Reagan, Chris Cresswell, a bunch of people that you're like, man, I really want to hear them play acoustically. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of artists that you do like. You're like, man, this would be sick. If I heard like Casey from the Deer Hunter, I'm like, yeah, dude, can I play something? Like, yes, actually, I do want to hear you. Instead of somebody who's like, hey man, you want to hear my like, and that sounds shitty because like to downplay local artists, but it's like there's kind of the difference.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Or if it was like,
so this was a versus, right? Who would win in a fight?
Well,
right?
Somebody elkabongs each other. Who does that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, which would you like? Which would you rather? This is guitar knobs. Would you rather?
Well, who would I rather be?
Who would you rather hear?
Oh, who would I rather hear?
You got your fucking eggnog over there. You got
probably
your fucking...
the acoustic, even though it's like it's the one that you hear a lot more of, I would say.
Yeah.
But the slap bass, like fuck. You know what? And the acoustic guy probably knows all these freaking songs. So there's also that where he's probably been playing for. He's got that guitar. He's got the death grip on that neck. He's probably gonna play for hours.
He's not
that
giving it up.
Slap guy is probably got 2 songs.
Anything.
And 2 of them are 311.
Yeah. He knows anything in E major and E minor because he needs to have the open E to hit because he never learned how to do the other ones.
Yeah. Still working on all those Primus songs, but he's got some 311 songs he's adapted, to slap bass.
What if
that's what the world needed.
He just starts walking bass, boom, 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 but no, with nothing else.
Yeah, man, I think the acoustic would be better to hear, but that guy's got material.
It's more comparable to like a piano. I guess some like weddings they have like an acoustic maybe with an acoustic artist with like a singer,
Yeah.
Or maybe just a solo singer-songwriter as like I've been to some weddings where that's the cocktail guy. He's doing that. Which I'm like, man, well, he's getting paid, but I'm like, people are not paying attention to you. Like he's just playing like, the Killers or something.
Yeah.
Flamenco style or like, just acoustic. And I'm like, all right, well, hey, secure the bag.
Secure the bag. What about you?
Oh man, I would do the same. 100%. I would just do the acoustic guitar because I was like impressed enough to watch it on my phone on Instagram. But if I ever saw it live, and same thing when you're at NAMM,
roll your eyes and walk away.
Well, no, I still think it's cool, but it's like we've talked about it how it's like the worst way to demo bass equipment is to just start popping and slapping for 6 minutes. It's like, what the fuck it sounds like? It's a great here's a great compressor. I'm like, I can't hear what it's doing at all. Yeah. I'll check out these different pickups. I'm like, no, I didn't hear it at all. No, I didn't hear it. Yep, nope. So I like the idea of, like I said, I like the idea of popping and slapping as just like a party favor. It's fun because I'm not using it for the type of music. I do hear it every once in a while in songs. I'm like, where they do like the main riff as like a popping, slapping kind of thing, and then they go into like they grab the pick and they do that. I'm like, that's cool for the kind of like the 4 on the floor kind of open hi-hats on the ands, and then you do the kick on the 4s. And I'm like, okay, you do those kind of beats with pop and slapping. I'm like, I like that, but it's not anything that I know how to do. But one of these days I'll learn how to do it. But I don't think I'm gonna grab a bass and just start popping and slapping every time.
Yeah,
it's like I think Johnny knows how to do it, but he's like, this is not my go-to.
Don't want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think he has a little more heavy-handed than me. To me, I think it's cool where he's just like, no, it's fucking, you're a wanksta.
Hack bit.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that's good. Let's get on out of here. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
So this is hopefully goes well. This will be the first separate video podcast we're doing here. So we're doing it. Yeah. I don't know. Keep your fingers crossed that it works. If not, then audio only, folks. All right. So I just want to say thank you for tuning into the Tone Jerks podcast. If you like what you hear, you can follow us on Instagram at the Tone Jerks, and the Facebook group we have. We have a Facebook group. Search the Tone Jerks. You'll find it linked in the description. Both of those guys, and then we're also on YouTube. So this is where if you wanted to watch the video, go to YouTube. I think it's also linked in the description. I think it's just the Tone Jerks or / the Tone Jerks. And then if you really like what you hear, you can help support the show on Patreon, which is actually helping us to do Zoom. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Like preemptively, everybody who's supporting us on Patreon, we are putting that money towards the show. I thank you so much. It's helping with the hosting fees. It's helping with paying for Zoom. You guys fucking rock. But you can help support the show for as little as $1 a month. But if you double down for $2 a month, we're going to give you something.
$2.
We're going to give you an extra episode every week, and you get the whole back catalog of all the old episodes. You get an RSS feed, put it into your favorite podcatcher, and you get all the old episodes. You get all the new ones coming up. And also, just for the support, we want to give you a huge shout-out, a sizable acknowledgement. Kyle, you got a list over there?
I got it right here.
Why don't you give it to...
I have Andrew Walsh from Andrew's Alcove. Also, the Second Button Podcast, which is a Seinfeld watch along, sing along.
It's a sing along if you want it to be.
Yeah,
but yeah, I am on that podcast with Andrew, and it's been a lot of fun. It's
you're shilling.
I'm shilling. Yeah, we're getting some people involved in that, or like
nice.
Or no, actually, we're not doing that yet. But people have been liking it and giving us feedback. So again, shout out to Budget Pedal Chap. I think we're influencing him in a good or bad way. He's starting to watch the show. Never seen it before. Seinfeld is not big over in across the pond.
Across the pond. I know you're going to say that.
You're like, this idiot is going to say that.
Yeah. Abe Newman, Michael Newman, Nicholas Payson, Nicholas Ogburn, Doug King, Doug Christ from 37 Effects, Masters of the Cinematic Universe, and the Just Surprise Me podcast. That's a mouthful, darling. Yeah. Joe from Like My Pedals. Also the Just Surprise Me podcast and Masters of the Cinematic Universe.
Loosen it up.
Yeah.
You need to get those red sunglasses, dude.
Yeah,
like Dr. D.
Yeah. I've been.
That's what I need to match my DX racer going.
Yeah,
it'd be Dr. B.
Dr. G.
Yeah.
Where was I? Will Lehue from the Just Surprise Me podcast. Teletalks from YouTube and Instagram fame. That is R.J. Smith.
R.J. What up?
Jamie Davis. Johnny Ray. I don't think we can say his other name anymore.
Yeah, come on.
Howie Feltersnatch.
Yeah.
AKA. Yeah. Jason Fuzzmonger.
You're blushing over there.
Yeah. Woo. Jason Fuzzmonger. Steve Mike from Hardly Human. Steve Ralph from 60 Cycle Hum. Kevin E. Quits from Equits Guitars. Co Schneider from the Flippin' Flippers podcast. Alvaro Viramontes. Brian Nutter of Nutter Guitars. Mel Chibson of Chibson Guitars. A lot of top-notch manufacturers on this list, I'll tell you that. And there are more to come. Just give it a shot here. Sean Arbo from Gun Street Wiring Shop. Sean Fahey. Sean Wright from Lollygagger.
See, these kind of stay in place because the headphones. So this is what I got to do. I just got to wear headphones everywhere I go.
All day.
Yeah.
You can be like the guitars from Linkin Park.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. This is I just do this all day. I get the Bluetooth. I actually do want to get these the Audio Technica, the M50s Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Because that one episode that we did where we listened to the songs, I'm like, wow, songs sound so much better on these than the fucking AirPods. I'm like,
no shit.
No shit, right? That really did blow my mind. I'm like, wow. So, I mean,
Juan Ortiz from Tone Hungry Effects. Mike Oxbig. Oh, yeah.
Like that put a smile on my face.
Yeah.
Big ones.
Oh, that's a penis. Huge erection.
Hey.
Followed in by Izzy and Yet.
Izzy and Yet.
Oh,
I haven't even heard of that one. Just shitty accents. What even was that? I don't know what it was.
Zachary Hale. Zach Hale.
Zachary Isle.
Zachary Hale. Like clipping in the microphone. Zach Hale. Eric Merrill from Elm Effects. Scott Hamilton from the Effects Loop podcast.
From the Effects Loop podcast.
I should do the whole list then.
No, that's so offensive. We just sound like morons.
Scott Hamilton from the Effects Loop podcast. Thank you. Thank you very much. Tim Noack from Bardic Audio Devices.
Oh, I have some chips with that one.
Jonathan Jerezik from 12th Hour Devices.
Have a brew. Some crisps.
Tyler Rhines from Tyler Casey Riffs.
Biscuits. That's what it is. Biscuits and some brew.
Biscuits.
I think
some chips.
Brew is coffee.
Okay.
And then biscuits are cookies.
Yeah. So
you learned something today on the Tone Jerks. That's probably wrong.
Matthew Fenslaw, Michael McVeigh, and Matthew Davis.
Woo!
Thank you so much. That's the list.
All right. We will see you next week.
We can wave now?
Yeah.
Oh, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.